G'day YouTube. Survival AU just posted a video about bags and purchasing choices and things, and I kind of want to expand on that and tell you where I kind of disagree. So coming up next. So one of the key points that Survival AU made was to make sure you get a good quality bag for your survival stuff, which is true. You should get a good quality bag once you know what you want, what you need, and what you prefer, because otherwise you'll end up spending a lot of money and not getting exactly what you want, and then you spend a lot of money again, and then you have a bag sitting in a cupboard and all that sort of thing. So it's not end up being great. So if you're first getting into preparedness, you don't really know what you like and what you use and how much you use and how much weight and how your skills are. So I don't recommend you go out and spend a lot of money buying a new bag. What I instead recommend you do is go to an op shop or something similar and find a regular hiking backpack or similar, something that has a nice chest, a nice waistband, and then nice and thick waistband, and get that for $20 to $30. If you see my very first YouTube video about my 2019 Get Home bag, you'll see the op shop bag that I have and use. It looks worn, it had a lot of love from the previous owners, but because it sits in my car all the time, it's not worth buying a multi-$100 bag for something that's not going to be your daily driver. So if you are going to have your daily driver, for example, this is my current daily driver that I'm looking to replace, hard shell, no back, for motorcycling and crashing and things. It's got hydration and water, and I spent a lot of money on this bag, and it's served me for over 10 years now. A couple of pockets on the inside, it's nice and neat, very discreet, very streamlined, doesn't have all the molly stuff that makes people freak out a little bit, but it's also not what I would use for a get home bag. That's why I have a separate get home bag in my car, because I don't need to carry for my work purposes sleeping mats and bivy bags and all that sort of stuff. I just need to have a bag that I can get back to my car and then work from there on. If you get a less than ideal pack to start off with, there is quite a few things you can do to it. An example, one of the things that I do is I modify my straps to have quick release clips, right? So if I needed to, I use a little bit of a webbing cord, 1-inch webbing cord, and some 1-inch clips, and that way I can completely take this pack off with just 2 clips, nice and easy. And I can use this little 25-litre thing that does have molly and work on it from there. One of the things I do now is, so this is my hiking backpack. It was planning to be my get home bag, but it was just too much stuff to cover in the car at all times. But I want to show you one of the things that I've done differently. So instead of spending $300 on a bag, I spent $100 on a bag, and then spent another $100 to modify it in the way that I like. For example, I have put some molly pouches on the side. I've modified it to have a chest rig on the front, and on the front of the chest rig, which does have molly, I have a couple of extra drop bags. So what this lets me do is have all of the weight around my waist, and if I need to give my waist a break, I tighten up the straps, and then all of the weight is kind of balanced 50-50 over my shoulders. And that's what I like to do. I like to have a load bearing system, and I like to have the weight all around the sides, but not on the front as much. So having a load bearing system is what I like having. So what I'm trying to do with this setup was balance it, and there's really nothing on the market that lets me do that. So that's what I'm playing with, and I'm actually quite liking it. Just to summarize, you don't need to spend a lot of money on your first bag if it's not going to be your daily driver. If you're going to have your daily driver, then you've got to really consider out what you're carrying and where. If you work at a construction site, probably doesn't matter. You're not going through security checkpoints and stuff. I have to go through security checkpoints and get scanned and all kinds of things. So having survival supplies in my bag just makes me look super suspicious. And you get questioned if you have that sort of stuff. So in my daily carry, I've got like a little pocket knife and things, but that's really it. And my get home stuff is all just in my car. So as a wrap up, I'm just going to talk about a couple of extra additions that I've done. For example, to this bag here, I've put a couple of little attachment clips and things finding bags that have like that 1-inch webbing. There's a lot of different adapters and stuff you can get for it. One of the things I like doing is having water bottle holders and other clips around the place. If you're looking at backpacks and things, knowing how you're going to use it is a very critical thing. So for example, I like having Nalgene bottles, but I need to make sure that when I buy a bag, I have large enough side pockets for bottles that will fit it, or have some way to do that. So if you're buying a bag, say you do go to the op shop and you get a bag like this, right? This is one that I actually did get from the op shop. Pretty nice carry-on bag. Its straps were not all that worn. It's a Mountain Smith, so it's a good quality one. It is a single main pouch, right? Which doesn't have any features whatsoever in it. But when you're just starting out, what you need to do is kind of learn how to pack your bag so that you're not keeping your weights and things in the wrong spots. Because what you want to do is have heaviest things closest to your spine, fluffier things on the outside, because the further you get away from your spine, the heavier your pack will feel. So what I do is I actually recommend people, if they're going to do start to get into preparedness and stuff, buy a cheaper bag, as cheap as you can get, that's still good quality and not ripped cords and things like that, and then go out and buy a set of Ziploc bags. So buy a whole box of them and then play around with it. You know, figure out how you want to organize your things. You know, do you want to have all your fire lighting stuff together, or do you want to separate it into different pouches and different bags and different pockets, and then kind of feel what you want to do for how you like your setup. Because there is 10,000 videos on YouTube about how to set up their bags and what everyone's done, and there are 10,000 different ways that everyone has done it. There is no single thing that is good for everybody, and what you like is what you do. So I like to have lightweight bags with pouches, and then use Ziploc bags inside those pouches to control my things and protect them. Other people like to have individual pouches inside the bag that they then store all their things in, so they can fold it open and get access to things really quickly. I prefer to go, well, I know that my fire stuff is here, pull it out, right? So, starting to ramble on now. Do what you want. Alright, so just showing what I mean with my new hiking backpack setup that I've done, which is a customized nature hike. So it is the main bag, a couple of side pockets, a little back pocket. I have modified the front, so instead of the straps going off to the backpack, they attach to a center web chest rig here that I've got now attached via the webbing and some quick release points and side points. So I now have the belts go across and go straight into the sides of the webbing there. I have pouches on either side. I have a couple of drop pouches here. I have an extra couple of drop pouches I can put on the side here if I want to, so give me a bit more control. And if I want to, I can loosen up these top straps, have all of the weight on my waist, give my shoulders a bit of a rest so I can move them around. And if I need to give my waist a bit of a rest, I can cinch them all the way down and take that weight off my hips. So, customized solution? Yes. Cost me about $200? Yes. But this is what I'm going to be using when I'm hiking and doing a lot of Ks. At least that's the plan this year. Thanks for watching. A lot of money buying a new bag.